Hello. How is everyone? That is a weekly AI search SEO broadcast. We meet every Wednesday, 1 p.m. EST, to talk about what's going on in our industries with marketing, what to do, what is changing, because there are changes almost every week that we report on, and somehow, can you see me, April? My video, okay, it's back. Sorry,
I can see you, yeah.
I couldn't see myself for a few seconds. So we discuss everything that's new and also what to do about that, what's going on, and how to handle this situation, and how maybe new tactics that should be prioritized in your marketing strategy to kind of be on top of everything that's going on. It's always a lot going on. So I'm Anne Smarty. I have been in SEO for more than 20 years, changed a lot of roles, have seen it all. Started when Google was pretty much a wild west and very easy to manipulate, and remained kind of a white hat SEO throughout all of those updates and changes. But it didn't save me from some of SEO ups and downs. So I've seen pretty much it all, and I'm very excited to be here to be able to watch more what's going on to happen to our industry. Is very exciting to see. No one knows yet, but it's great to be able to be on top of things and talk to you guys to see what you are seeing and what you're doing about everything that's going on. We stream to multiple platforms. LinkedIn is pretty much the main channel for us because it does create a landing page every time we schedule an event, so I can invite friends and peers to those events and see what they think about everything. But we also stream to Twitter, X, YouTube, Facebook. So please search Smarty Marketing in Google and follow us everywhere. I promise at some point we will have a landing page where we will provide clear instructions on when and how to join us. So far, please subscribe to my newsletter annesmarty.com. I announce weekly topics there every week and usually give a link to join this live broadcast so that you can also follow us and see us and register for the event to be reminded of it. So please join us when you can. Also with me and always is my co-host April. She's our director of social media. She knows Reddit, which is important for today's talk as well. She knows Reddit much better than I do, so I'm hoping she will provide her expertise today. She's always a very genuine and avid user of Reddit. She is not just marketing. She actually loves using Reddit, so she knows a lot about that platform and has been using it for marketing for more than 10 years, I guess, right, April? So she will be able to, yes, she will be able to contribute her expertise today. Before we go into today's topic, there is not much to report about SEO industry this week. One big thing that I announced last week was that the core update was done rolling out, but and it's usually what's happening with core updates these days. There is much more fluctuations and volatility after the update is supposed to be done. So if you were checking your rankings or organic visibility last week, it's a good idea to do that again this week because a lot of people and tools were reporting a lot of movements in search results even after the update was done. To give you a little bit of background for core updates, there is no clear cure fix. If you have been impacted, look at who is ranking for your main search queries now and try to reverse engineer what Google was looking at. Usually it is not about the website, it is about how they treat search queries and what search intent they found was performing better for engagements. They were looking at engagement data to see which are more satisfying results than those that were ranking. So there may be a lot of things to keep in mind. So try to look at your competitors, your more successful competitors, and see if there is anything that is obviously better done on their pages than you have on your site, and go from there. Helpful content is part of that core update algorithm now too, so it can be related to helpful content as well. Maybe people engaging with your content, maybe your some fluff content sections that could be removed because they do not have nothing to do with that particular search intent. So there could be a lot of things going on there. If you are lost and if you have lost some traffic, please get in touch with me. I love looking at case studies, whether you want my services or not. It is always for me very interesting to just look at examples of sites that lost something, gained something, and understand what can be going on there. So keep in touch. Smarty.marketing has the contact us form. You can email there, or you can schedule a free 15-minute chat with me just to go through what is troubling you and if there is anything obviously that you can do for your website. All of those options are free, or just get in touch on social media. I'm very active on X as SEO Smarty and LinkedIn as Ann Smarty. So keep in touch. I always love talking to people. Today's topic is Reddit. And there is a huge reason why Reddit out of nowhere has become such an important topic for SEO. We've known that for at least 2 years, Google has been ranking Reddit like crazy. If you search for just about anything, you may see those sections, discussions, and forum discussions or something like that, where Reddit, mostly Reddit, sometimes it's Quora too, sometimes those are niche forums, but there is always Reddit there. And it's not just that. Reddit, Google is officially partnering with Reddit to use their content, their data through APIs to understand people better, to understand content better, to understand people's problems better. So Reddit is the source for Google. So it's also important to be part of those discussions, to be part of Reddit knowledge, of Google's knowledge base. So it's all over SEO now. It's not just rankings, it's also that behind the scenes Reddit is being used by Google, by Google's algorithm as well. But today is a little bit different topic. It's branded search. And if you are a business, I'm sure it's for some branded search queries, or for most of them, you've seen Reddit threads ranking. And it's not just ranking, it's being on top of everything. Usually if you search for something like brand name reviews, Reddit threads are either number one or number two, people discussing those brands on Reddit. And there is a little thing to say about Reddit discussions. They are very seldom positive. In most cases, only miserable clients, only clients that have very bad experience would ever start a thread on Reddit. There are no happy clients who are so happy that somehow they decide to go and discuss your brand on Reddit. Usually those are unhappy clients, and as we know, there are unhappy clients for any business. It could be misunderstanding, it could be delay in shipping that has nothing to do with the business itself. It could be anything that caused that unhappiness of the client, and suddenly it becomes known. Suddenly everyone can find it just by searching your name. And another thing about it is that not all the clients actually would even know your brand to be able to post negative comments. Reddit crowd loves negativity. They love talking about entities, about brands, places in negative angle. So it's the thread can blow up. It could be a lot of comments there from people who may not even had experience with that brand, and those threads are also ranking in Google, so it's not just Reddit. I know that Reddit itself is a very powerful platform. There are billions of people using it. For many people, at the homepage, that's where they start the day. That's where they search anything when it comes to dealing with brands or buying products or going to some places. They would start their research with Reddit. So it's bad enough that those negative comments, negative threads are on Reddit. They are also always ranking in Google for your branded search. And so many businesses have no idea how to deal with that. The best thing, and it's pretty much the same rule as an SEO, like overall SEO strategy, Reddit cannot be rushed. You cannot expect any fast results. If you have a Reddit reputation problem, which, by the way, most businesses do, so you're not alone. Let's at least have that. Let's at least think about that in that light. You are not alone. That's what I tell clients all the time. You may not be a bad business to have a reputation management problem with Reddit. Most businesses do have it. So first of all, let's remember, breathe and remember, you are not alone. Second, and very important thing that I would like to mention right away, those are things that you do not do when you have Reddit reputation problem. First, you do not hire freelancers from sites like Upwork or freelancer.com or wherever. You do not listen to people emailing you saying, hey, I see you have a reputation problem with Reddit. Let me fix it. You do not hire people unless you are sure about their experience with Reddit and unless you talk to at least a few people who know what Reddit is. You do not hire their services because those can blow up. Imagine that those people with no experience, they have no idea about your business, they have no idea how to do with Reddit. They would go on posting comments, no, I had a great experience with that business. And that is always obvious. Remember, Reddit is manually moderated. It's not people always see when it's fake. People always can determine fake reviews, fake promotions, fake anything. And the best case scenario is that those people who you paid to are banned or ghost banned on Reddit, and they will not be able to continue doing the damage they started doing. The worst case scenario is that when other Reddit users will start talking about the brand even more because they see all those fake promotions. So you will see even worse results from those campaigns. They can blow up a big time. Journalists who use Reddit all the time can pick up on those stories and call you out for unethical marketing on Reddit. That is very dangerous. You may not be able to recover from that for months and years. So the first thing, with Reddit, do not hire freelancers. Talk to many people before you do anything. Talk to moderators. Reddit moderators are actually real people. We have a few in SEO community. Yes, they are moderating just, let's say, SEO subreddit. So they are not all over Reddit. So they may not be able to discuss other subreddits, but at least they know the rules. They know how they're looking at those comments and threads. Talk to us, Smarty.marketing. We have been doing Reddit marketing for more than 10 years. We will not promise you quick fixes. We will not create those fake promotions for you because we've seen those blow up from other companies. They actually come to us after they had those bad experiences. So again, I have a free phone call option you can schedule with me, and I can quickly talk to you why something is a bad idea, because I've had that as well. Sometimes people would actually show me emails promising fixing Reddit reputation, and they even give examples of how they would do that. And I always see what's wrong with those comments and threads. And I would talk to you about why it is wrong and what you would rather do. So first thing, do not hire freelancers. Second rule with Reddit reputation management, it's okay to be an official representative, official brand name on Reddit, and go ahead and reply to some of those comments, explaining why something went wrong and how to fix the situation. It's okay to do that. Many brands do that right, but you should be extra careful with Reddit. You cannot get aggressive, defensive. You cannot be emotional there. You can give screenshots of anything, like of your terms of service or your shipping terms, or you can give emails saying, hey, we were not able to locate your order, but that's my personal email, or get in touch with me personally. I will handle everything for you. Anything like that. Just don't be too aggressive or emotional. Don't say this is all lies. This cannot have happened. This is not something that we've ever had. Do not do that, because it can also blow up. Again, it's a good idea to talk to someone else who knows Reddit before you create that official comment for Reddit people, to get some feedback on how it can be more neutral, more to the point, more factual, and less emotional. That is very important. So before you do anything with Reddit. And the third thing not to do, and I already mentioned that, is not to expect fast results. No one can fix your Reddit reputation just like this by posting like positive threads or something. That is not happening, because first, it's dangerous, and secondly, it's just not possible. Google search results are not made like this. Just with all SEO, you need a strategy. You need overall look at what you have on your site, how to address those comments. Again, everyone has to do that. Will have to do that at some point. So you better start right now. You don't even have to be a huge brand to be discussed on Reddit. I posted a screenshot of people discussing a very small brand just because it started Facebook and Instagram ads. People started searching for that name, not finding anything, and going to Reddit to discuss, like, are you seeing those ads? What do you think about that company? And they all negative. Even people who had no idea what the brand was were like, they don't look legit. I'm sure they're using AI or something like that, without even knowing the fact. So it can happen to anyone. If you're trying to get sales from ads, chances are people are already discussing your brand and products on Reddit, and now they are all findable. And you know that very few people at this point, because we are very technology driven right now, very few people are impulse shopping, well, except me. But most people are not impulse shopping on Instagram, on Facebook. They will check before buying anything, and usually they would check Google, and they will find those Reddit threads that are there, and they may be discouraged to buying from you. So that is a very good problem to even start thinking about before you run any ad campaigns. You need to know what your plan is if those Reddit threads start popping up there, here and there. You need to know your response before that happens. So being proactive with Reddit reputation is also a great idea, because it will happen. I promise. It will happen the moment you start being proactive with your marketing. Whether it's email, I've seen a lot of people already discussing emails from brands saying they are spam, they are spammy. I'm so tired of them. How do I get rid of those? Even email campaigns, social media campaigns, any outreach campaigns, all of those can result in your brand or business name being discussed on Reddit. So before you do anything, it's a good idea to know what you do if that happens, not if, when that happens. So being proactive, doing your research even before that happens is also a good idea. And with that, I'm sure we'll have some questions, but I also would love April to give some thoughts on Reddit reputation as well. I know we've been doing that for clients, so she has a lot of experience in that as well. What to do, what not to do, how to prepare for any Reddit reputation crisis. I would love to know just general thoughts on that topic, April.
I guess to like prepare for like some kind of Reddit crisis, or just be in like a good position, you should start building up like an account and being a part of the communities that are like relevant to your brand. So like there's so many benefits to that beyond just being prepared for a crisis. Like you can learn a lot more about your audience, learn about the things that they care about, or like what things they're struggling with. and that can give you content ideas. That because Reddit is very negative about. I mean, they're very anti like any sort of self promotion. So you just have to try to be as helpful and engage and like genuinely a part of the communities as you can. And like if you have that established account, or you've been working on it and being engaged everybody, then you'll be in a much better position to stand up for your brand, I guess. So yeah, there's
just a quick question. I know you've done that many times in your career, but how do you start establishing an account on Reddit? Like, where do you even start? How does that work? Like, you don't have to go into many specifics, but like generally, what do you do when you want to have an established account on Reddit, and what not to do for also?
Well, I don't want to give away like all of our secrets,
Of course, no.
but like just approach it like it's like it's your own account. Not like don't share all your own information, like of course, but just approach it like what you're interested in, and just engage in conversations. You can find anything really to talk about on Reddit. One of my favorite ways to like start slowly building up an account is to go on to Ask Reddit. There's like all sorts of fun questions on there, and just answer the questions. Or if you see other, like just be part of it, be part of the conversation. And you can also ask your own questions. Don't immediately ask like, hey, what do you think of this brand? Like, don't do that.
Sure.
Like you just have to be like a genuine person, and just curiosity and authenticity go like a really long way on Reddit for sure, to like a degree, of course. But
I think one important step in being on Reddit is first do your homework very well. Every subreddit is different. Reading the rules and actually just reading for a few days before you try to do anything within every subreddit, they're all different, is a very good idea. So just not rush into doing anything except for you get used to the tone, see what people are usually annoyed by when people say stuff. Back in the forum era where I started in SEO, I actually started in forums. And that was also very similar to Reddit. Like you would never expect if you say something that it could blow up. So I've had that happen a few times. So it can happen for sure. With Reddit, unlike forums in my days, with Reddit, you can remove stuff if it blew up. Like if you see people are getting aggressive at your comment, for example, you don't do that too often. But if you see that something is really going wrong, you can remove that comment. So that is doable. But still be very careful. And I think it's very also motivational and exciting to find your safe Reddits where you are most active and you know the tone. For example, if you are a business owner starting like subreddits in small, don't promote yourself, but be helpful, and you will get helped as well. Entrepreneurs, startups, small businesses, all those are pretty not very active but very friendly subreddits where people with the same problems as you are actually are networking, find partners, find help and all of that. It may not be beneficial for your future reputation management problems because people will not discuss your brand in those subreddits, but it is very good to establishing your presence on Reddit when you find those safe subreddits that you actually enjoy. It's very important to find something enjoyable on Reddit to be a good part of that. So and yeah, we can answer some questions. We have a minute. I know, April, maybe you will have ideas for your own questions as well. No one knows Reddit as well as April for sure. So I don't know why even I'm talking that much.
I did write some questions down. If you can't control negative brand sentiment on Reddit, what can you do to use Reddit in your brand's favor? instead. I guess we kind of already talked about that.
Yeah, one thing we didn't mention, our actually creating linkable assets that do well on Reddit is a great idea to establish your presence there, to establish your brand presence there without trying to be promotional of your services or products. It's like a little way to Reddit favor without trying to be a representative of Reddit that is there to defend or promote their own business. So we create content that does well on Reddit, and when we create that content, even when we brainstorm it, we use Reddit as the data to we align our topics to something that will surely do well on Reddit, and it will be on your website. So it will be the linkable asset will be hosted on your website. So all the good signals like clicks, brand mentions, and links will be going to your site. So this is a little way to still use Reddit without being in danger of bad reputation there. By the way, I didn't mean to scare everyone today. I was just saying as it was, but Reddit can be a good marketing channel when it is used right. And this is something we'll be discussing next Wednesday, 1 p.m. EST. Actually, what you can do to use Reddit, because it's such a huge channel. It's also ranking. It's also it's data being used by Google. It's something we can no longer ignore. So it is good idea to utilize Reddit for marketing, but just do it right. And that is the point, because it can go wrong in so many ways. So knowing what not to do and what to do is always useful. Something we are going to discuss next week. So join us Wednesday, 1 p.m. ST to discuss this positive topic. There's not just negative reputation problem there. Reddit can be very useful if you know how to do that. And that's something we will discuss next week. So sorry to interrupt. I'm sure we can discuss a couple of more questions.
I think the way that we approach it just kind of goes along with what Reddit likes, like just genuine helpfulness and being a part of the community, because we'll create assets that the community will enjoy and share, and like it's more like an indirect way to build positive brand sentiment. And actually, yesterday I looked up one of our clients and the word infographic, and the AI overview came up with this client makes infographics about all these topics. Like it seems that we've established a reputation of helpfulness with that client now in the eyes of AI, and I'm sure overall. I thought that was just really interesting, and it listed all the categories, and just it seemed like that AI recognizes that as them as an authority now for that kind of information. So.
Reddit is great for establishing your topical authority if you do great stuff on a regular basis. Like if you do one infographic, there are small chances that AI will associate you with that great content. But we have clients who do them monthly, quarterly, weekly. So those definitely perform better because we keep sending those great signals, and there is that repeated Reddit visibility for both Google and AI bots for sure.
I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, people go on Reddit and go on review sites mostly to complain, because a lot of people don't, if they have a great experience, or less likely to be like, hey, people do make positive reviews, but people are prefer complaining. So you can't control that, but you can balance it out in your favor by being helpful and providing great stuff. So.
Exactly. Yeah. So sometimes those negative, and I mean, in most cases, you cannot do anything with those negative reviews. You can balance them. You can reply to them. You can have a strategy of how to use Reddit in a more positive way. So balancing bad and good is always a good idea. That's a great point, April. So we have 1 minute for either one question or maybe your thoughts on this topic. And again, adsmarty.com, please subscribe. I have some examples, tools there for Reddit. I will be announcing our weekly topics there as well.
We already kind of talked about this, but like how important is Reddit management for brands when it comes to AI answers?
Yes, it's not that we discussed that, but it's a good point to emphasize on as well, because Reddit is not just ranking well in organic search. It is also being highlighted in AI overviews too. And the point of AI overviews is that many people read them and not even check sources or clicks the links, and they are happily living without ever checking the whole threads or anything like that. And if your reputation on Reddit is questionable, imagine AI overviews summarizing that in the AI in the like little paragraph saying this is what Redditors are saying, and just comma separated bad things that people say about you on Reddit. So that is happening a lot because AI overviews do use what Google is ranking organically. So they are based on what is ranking organically. So if Reddit threads are ranking well, AI overviews, there is a huge chance AI overviews will summarize that as well. So keep that in mind. Reddit reputation management is not a joke. Don't try to fix it within a day or within a week, and talk to someone who knows how Reddit works, including us, Smarty.marketing. We'll see you next week for another topic discussing Reddit as to how can you actually positively utilize it for marketing. And it's not just promotion, absolutely not self-promotion. So remember that, but we'll discuss that in more detail next week. See you next week. Thank you so much, and have a great week.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
everyone. Bye.